AVGN panel. And super thanks for coming back to TooManyGames. It's, you know, this is my 10th year working at the con as staff, and thank you. Most don't. And it's cool. I mean, I've been an attendee here, I've been staff, I've been a volunteer, I've done panels if you haven't noticed, and now we're singing, doing Rex Viper tomorrow night, so it's kind of cool doing every part of the con, every part of the Buffalo. And definitely big props to the AV crew back there who set all this up. You guys are all crazy, crazy good. I couldn't do this. Nuts. And how have you been, Kieran?
I've been good. I'm excited. TooManyGames is my favorite convention ever. I've been coming here since 2012. I used to do public access in Philadelphia. I had a public access television show, and that's how I kind of cut my teeth in the whole internet thing, because when you went to a convention and you said, oh, I have a YouTube channel, no one gave a shit back in like 2012, but if you said, I have a television show, even if it's on channel 66 and you can only watch it in the Philadelphia area and nobody watched my show anyway, you still sounded cooler than a YouTuber.
Yeah, we used to like film funny conventions for no reason.
Yeah.
Like there's a pet expo going on today in the other hall.
Oh yeah.
We would have been all over that.
We used to take out the Philly Cam equipment all the time. I was the only one, like basically Justin used to use me for my connections at Philly Cam, and that's how me and him became friends.
Yeah.
It was like, can you take out those lavalier mics?
We're real users here.
Yeah.
I will say something for people that enjoyed rental reviews. The guy out there who made the Sylvester Stallone in Terminator 2 thing, he's actually selling these out there now, little standees. I think they're pretty awesome. But he was like, hey, can you tell people about it? I'm selling tapes. I'm like, okay, I'll put it up there. Yeah. He's at Lee Thompson Art, booth T33. Apparently there's a couch and balloons in his booth.
Cool.
Can't miss it. So get yourself one of those. Yeah, so as we wait for James, anyone have any burning questions out there? You, sir, what do you got?
Is that a burning question?
I like just pointing at people rather than giving you a Q&A. How did we start working with James? I mean, for me, I was doing YouTube stuff back in 2009 after I got, I was working at NFL Films, and they let everyone go who was a freelancer seasonal because of the recession. So I was like, hey, YouTube sounds fun, I'll start doing that. And I made my show Underbelly, that was on Screw Attack. I knew James previously from doing, I went to Rutgers Cam, then he went to UArts across the river, and we just, you know, would talk about film every once in a while, go to film festivals, I'd see him. Yeah, and after the years, I was doing that show, did a few others, started working at Screenwave, and then James needed some help on stuff and said, hey, you want to work with me? I'm like, sure. So then we just started working together. And Kieran just happened to be there. So. What about you, Kieran?
Yeah, I did. I mean, the funny thing is, I stood online an hour and a half to meet James the first time I ever met him in 2012 at TooManyGames. And now I talk to him on a regular basis, and it's like, he signed my Sega Genesis. It was the one that says high definition graphics, the original Model 1, and now I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? I have your phone number.
You were talking the other day, because you know there's a Cinemassacre podcast now, and if you listen to it, thank you. You were saying that like James signed your badge and you like had a picture of it?
Yeah, no, so I still have the badge. Actually, I keep all my convention tags and I have them hanging above where I stream. If you don't know, I stream on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Twitch.tv/Kieran with 5 E's. It's K-I 5 E's and then RN.
I got a text message from James Rolfe. It's proof of life. It says, here. Where is here? Is anyone out there James Rolfe?
Any fine to me.
He went to the Pet Expo, yeah! Tell all those guys to screw!
I'd actually, I'm ditching this place afterwards, and I'm never coming back, and I'm going and playing with kitties and puppies all weekend.
That's like the biggest pop yet for the kitties and the puppies.
Yeah.
Let's get a round of applause for kitties and puppies.
Yeah!
Oh yeah! You hear that AV crew? Eat your heart out. That was way higher than the one for you guys. Done. I know it's not a fair fight. But...
I just realized this is the first convention. So the last panel I was ever part of, I showed up 45 minutes late to because we were in Portland and I took an entire bag of edibles. And the night before, passed out. Woke up the next day, went to Starbucks. I was sauntering on in, and I was like, "Oh, it's cool. Like, our panel's at noon." And it's like, "No, the panel ends at noon, dude." And I walked in, and it was in Portland, and everybody made fun of me because I was pretty baked. But you're allowed to there. It's cool. It's not illegal like it is in Pennsylvania, which is dumb.
Let's get a round of applause for weed deregulation.
Yo. What's crazy is like, you know how if you go to order a shorty or you know a classic at Wawa, that's how a dispensary is. It's like ordering an Italian hoagie, but it's gummies that have weed in them.
I just want to hear you talk for an hour. Just say the most random crap. That has nothing to do why people are here. It's really
It blew
great.
my mind the first time. I also drank 14 double Jack and Cokes on the plane because I'm afraid to fly.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, that's Kieran's Wade Boggs moment. If you know what Wade Boggs.
By the way, James just walked in. Take your time. We're not doing nothing. Hey!
I didn't get you a beer. I'm sorry. I didn't even think to. I'm an asshole, right?
Yo! Hey!
Yo.
This is my first convention, my first public appearance since before the pandemic. So it's pretty awesome to be back. Did you miss me? Missed you too, man. Thank you.
Thank you, that one person. Man, you were eating that up out there. Man, that was bigger than kitties and puppies and weed deregulation and the AV guys put together. There's a Pet Expo next door. I told them you were there instead.
Oh, okay.
That you weren't coming.
I went to the pet show. Actually, I'd be really interested to go check it out.
Me too.
Yeah, me totally am. Yeah, after this, we're all just going through that door. We're all going to... Imagine the Pet Expo when, like, 700 people just walk through the door. They can't stop all of us.
How late does it go?
There's a clock.
Oh.
How much time we got left? Oh, the Pet Expo.
Yeah.
Anybody know when the Pet Expo closes? I assume 6 or 7. I don't know.
Anyway.
Might be in dog years. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So I've been really busy filming some stuff this morning, so I was a little late. But then there's also an accident on the road on top of it. Hopefully they're okay, but it was pretty bad looking, actually, unfortunately.
Shit.
I think they're okay. Yeah. Not to be dark. I'm sorry to start off with that.
No, it's fine.
But just letting you know, I wasn't trying to be a diva by showing up late. Yeah, so...
I guess, what have you been working on lately? I guess we'll cover that for people that don't check out the podcast or socials. Like, what have you been up to?
Well, I'm working on AVGN episode 199. You're gonna have fun with that one.
Yeah, I know, right? Like,
let me tell you.
I saw the files that I'm bringing into After Effects. I'm not. Yeah, it's gonna be upsetting.
Yeah. That was kind of like there's a little bit of like skit kind of stuff in it where it kind of felt like when I'm filming the I don't know which one to compare it to. Not like Bugs Bunny, but something more like maybe a little bit like Rob, like a tiny bit like that episode because it's me.
Right.
You know what I do all the time? Like there's Rob, Mr. Bucket, all these things where I'm freaking out over an inanimate object. So there's a little of that in it.
I love Mr. Bucket. That's one of my favorites.
Oh, cool.
It's like I think he was coming after my balls. That's one of my favorites.
Mr. Bucket. Oh man. Yeah. So after 199, you know what comes next. And yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, thank you. I can't really start thinking about it until this one's done. We gotta get 199 done first. But a lot of ideas for 200. Most of my ideas are too complicated to pull off. They just take like half a year or something, which we can't do. So I hope that at least what we are able to pull off with episode 200 is that it feels like a thank you for watching for 15 years or whatever. Whether you've watched back, thank you, yes, you're welcome. If you start watching 15 years ago or you start watching last year or whatever it was, I hope it comes off as sort of a little bit of a nostalgic thing, like a look back. I don't know, we're working on it, but we're going to come up with the idea. We got to get 199 done first, which is the Halloween episode. But yeah, I'm curious though. What would you like to see in a 200th episode? Just
Actually, buffalo shit. Yo, maybe it's time we get a buffalo to shit in your actual ear.
Yeah.
It's time.
Wow.
Imagine that, like the news, like man's head gets crushed by buffalo.
I mean, if it's gonna make people laugh enough, it's like at some point I'm like, if we could find a way to do it safely, I would definitely put
it's like
some
James
wax.
has sepsis and we can't film anything for a year because a buffalo shit.
It's worth it.
Literally.
Sometimes it's worth doing something uncomfortable just to get a laugh. It's pretty common. You're on camera. Like the Virtual Boy episode, I had to duct tape the thing around my head. And I just remember when I pulled the duct tape off, it was like, oh God, this is the worst. Yeah, try to put some duct tape in your hair. It's fun. Yeah, lots of fun.
That's it. Thanks everyone for coming. Oh, Spider-Man with the beer!
Spider-Man! Oh, thank you!
Thanks, Spider-Man! Spider-Man, shut up!
I paid it forward. Like Haley Joel Osment.
That's the best. Spider-Man brought me beer.
Yeah, right.
The only thing that could be better than that is a magic leprechaun.
It's too bad it wasn't a Yingling though. Stick to the local brew.
Yeah.
They're out of Yinglings though. Yingling's popular in this
that's-
area for some reason.
It is, yeah. Like I think in Philly,
Yeah.
you could ask for a lager.
Oh yeah. I remember the commercials on Y100. Well, not for anything, but I don't know if you guys are from the Philly area, but the best radio station there is 93.3 WMMR. Best radio station ever. Preston Steve in the morning. You got Jackie Bam Bam, Pierre Robert, everybody. They're great. But they used to have the commercials where they'd be like, it's like, what do you want? I'll take a lager. Nice. And then it's like the sound of the beer pouring, and they're like, you hear that? Everybody goes in Philly, they always ask for a lager. And I don't know why I'm even talking about this one.
I remember when we were in Portland, you were just talking about Retro Game Con, Kieran, and then we drove down the bend through like the mountains and stuff to go to the last Blockbuster.
Yeah.
And I was listening to the radio, and there was this commercial where it's like, Bend, Oregon used to be known as a logging town. Now it's a logger town. All the breweries and all this stuff, and I'm like, because I guess a lot of the hipster types left Portland and went there, so they kind of resettled. So it's good they have a Blockbuster, but that just reminded me when you said like lager.
Fuck that Blockbuster. They were assholes, and I didn't like any of them there. They were the worst. Video Mania or whatever. What was the place we went to? Video Madness.
Oh, that one was.
That place was way better.
What was it? Movie Madness?
Movie Madness.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah. In Portland, yeah.
But I will say, I have my, actually, I got it with me. My original Blockbuster card from when I worked there. It's somewhere in my cards. And it works. You can rent movies. We rented Doom Annihilation with it. And we returned it right away.
I always keep mine on me.
They were not assholes, by the way. I think
No, they were kind of like, I don't know.
well, I know what you're saying. They weren't like,
You know what? I don't care if they hate me, but fuck them.
Well, no,
They were totally like,
they're
the
so
whole
bit extreme.
time they were mean to us and everything.
Were they?
We drove 3 hours there and back.
yeah, but people fly and go there. They don't care. It's just another.
Well, that's the thing was like they were kind of like, oh my god, another. We're like, hey, we're gonna shoot a YouTube video. They're like, oh my god, please just.
But that's
just
why
go
you're
do
there.
your YouTube video and get the fuck out.
Their whole thing is they make
Am I
money
allowed to
selling
curse
merch about
here?
Blockbuster.
Yeah.
We already are. I mean, no.
I've been saying the F word like crazy. Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah, I maybe tone it down a little.
I'm shouting it into the arcade. There's kids.
I think
It's time to leave.
There's kids.
I
we
know,
are.
but, like,
Think
I
of the
don't know.
children.
There's gonna be some mom who screams at me later or something like that.
Oh, you're super gonna get an email. You're super gonna get an email about this.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, everybody. Yeah. Okay.
Don't curse. Okay,
We're
sorry.
not- Is it no cursey, boys?
Okay, I think it's no. Yeah. And usually to be safe in
Yeah.
those situations, you just don't curse.
I'll say frick.
Okay. All
I'll
right.
say anus instead
feel
of.
like-
But you're mad at the last Blockbuster. Like,
Anyway, no, I'm not. You know what? It's fine too because I hated working at Blockbuster when I worked there too. It sucked.
I once applied to a Blockbuster. I didn't get hired though.
I got it. So I applied, and I really, let me tell you, I aced that interview. They loved me there, but then the thing was, I was the only person who knew movies there, and I used to use my card to rent video games constantly. I used to rent PlayStation 2, and that's when I worked there. Was PlayStation 2 was the thing, and then when we got Xbox 360, it was a big problem because you had to put in a credit card, and we had people like, I have a debit card. Why can't I rent an Xbox 360 game? And they would flip out on you on a Friday night, and you're like, please just leave, dude. Like, just, you can't rent this copy of Condemned, Criminal Origins.
I used to rearrange tapes at one of my local video stores. I would look at the shelves and I wouldn't like the way something was categorized or something. Like, oh, well, this is like this is in the sci-fi section, but it's a little bit more of a horror. Like, so I would take it and I would move it
in alphabetical order.
Or there'd be like movies that are in a series, like some kind of sequels, but they're like alphabetized in a different kind of way that puts them like out of order. I'm like, no, you gotta put, this is the second one, here's the third, you know. And I remember one time doing that, and like the clerk, I think they made a joke or whatever, said, oh, you should get a job here. And I don't know if they were serious or not, but I was like, oh,
I
man.
thought you worked at the video, so you just
No,
did this as a customer.
I did this as a customer, yeah. I was young, very young at this time, but yeah.
I used to love sweeping up the tabs every Christmas time because we used to get shoplifters like crazy, and like they'd try to pull those magnetic tabs out. And all you need is 2 magnets together to just pop the thing. Not like I'm telling you guys to go steal from your local video store or anything, but those magnetic locks. You used to just find the little tabs all over the floor because everyone, and you'd sit there, and then the thing is, when someone steals that, then you have to get the needle nose pliers because you can't open a movie and somebody tries to rent a copy of War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise and they accidentally rent the Jake Busey one and then they freak out on you all night.
I remember once getting, I think, the wrong Angels in the Outfield, But I think the original was better, though, I think.
Oh,
Like,
yeah?
I don't know. I'd have to look at them again. But
Well, that's before they started making, there were companies that were like, okay, that's the big blockbuster movie, let's make a parody of it. Like Transmorphers is one of my favorites.
You ever see The Bulk?
Yes, yeah, that one's, oh my God.
Yeah, not the Hulk. No. This is The Bulk.
Yeah, it's like the incredulous bulk or whatever the beginning of it is.
I mean, he looks like the Hulk, but he's red.
Yeah. He's like awful, like 3D that some guy who probably like works at a prison in another country had to make and all that stuff and animate.
I hope he's just like the bulk's just like he won't like me when I'm upset. Like
I think isn't his butt out? Like I think his butt's out. I think he has a bare butt.
I don't know.
A bare.
I think somebody here gave me
bare
a copy
hiney.
of that actually.
Really?
Like many years ago. You ever see Titanic 2? The ship is called the Titanic 2. It is not a sequel to James Cameron's film.
Oh my God, Titanic 2.
Yeah.
That's kind of messed up.
I haven't seen the whole thing, so I don't know. You know, this is the stage we're playing on tomorrow night.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah! Who's coming to the Rex Viper show tomorrow night?
Yo, so I don't know if he's here. No, he probably won't be here tonight. But my cable guy was like a guy. I had recently had internet problems, and Comcast. Shout out to Comcast, who's right out in the front. I almost said the F word again. He's like, "Are you Kieran from Cinemassacre?" And I was like, "Oh shit! Oh damn it!"
I gotta get a swear jar.
I've had times where I would say OS and then I'd follow it by OF.
Yeah.
Over the
So my cable guy knew who I was, and then was like, and I'm like, oh God, is this guy gonna sell my information on the internet and all this stuff? And then he was like, yo, are you going to be at TooManyGames? And I was like, yeah, dude, I'm going to be at TooManyGames. He was like, I can't wait for Rex Viper. And I was like, thank God this isn't the guy who's going to sell my information online. He's going to be at the Rex Viper show.
I just pictured Jim Carrey.
I said the first thing I thought was like, if the second he mentioned who I was and knew, but he was a cool guy and he fixed my internet and I'm 100% back. And I told him I'd bring him to meet all you guys because he fixed my internet.
Nice.
So if you're here, internet cable guy, I'm not going to say your real name, but if you're in this crowd, you're going to meet everybody. Thank you very much.
Cool.
Also, a squirrel got into my wall recently and ripped a bunch of wires and was eating them, and it was living in my walls for a while, and then eventually escaped, thank God, because I was afraid it was going to die and like smell my walls up. I heard it scratching around. I was like, oh shit, there's a squirrel. Oh, frick. There's a squirrel in my wall. Oh. And then I found it. It was like clinging to the wall like Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man who brought us a beer.
I'm digging this screen. This is pretty awesome.
It's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, they really set up an awesome stage here.
Yeah, I was saying the AV guys back did a great job.
Yeah. Wait till tomorrow night when you see the visuals I put together. Oh, there you go. I can't wait to see Tom Cruise riding on the bike going like this over and over again. I was editing together like visual backgrounds for the concert tomorrow, and now that I see the screen they're going to be on, I'm like, whoa, hot day. I'm going to be playing the whole show just like turning around like, wow.
You know what's crazy is when you're standing far away, it looks clear. It's like literally pixels. Like it's
oh, I thought it was just
it's like lights. It's not even a real like TV screen, which is crazy.
It's kind of like a grid, and each light is,
Yeah, it's awesome. I thought it was like a style, like it was like a video game like thing. But, oh, that's cool though. Yeah.
It has a little texture. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Oh, that was funny. I mentioned the Tom Cruise. I did a podcast with the Rex Viper guys, and one of them pointed out something really funny. I totally forgot about this. When we did the Mighty Wings episode, we were trying to release it when the Top Gun Maverick movie came out, and it's still not out.
Yeah. I thought that movie came out a bunch of times, but it didn't.
Yeah, me too. I want to see it too.
I don't think it's real.
It's not real. It's not a real movie. Well,
It's probably going to be forgettable. I mean, it's a Top Gun sequel, soft reboot. Like, I don't know.
you know, it's like a strange time because movies don't really have solid release dates anymore. It's
Yeah.
kind of just like
They
'cause
shift.
my kids and I we went to watch Hotel Transylvania 4. The date kept changing, and the last date was October 1st, and it didn't come out. So right now it has no release date.
Wow.
January?
January.
Cool, thanks a lot. I was gonna ask too. It's like, does anybody know? I appreciate that a lot.
I'm surprised they wouldn't wait till next October. I mean, they got to or whatever, but like that should be a Halloween release,
Yeah.
not January.
Yeah, I know, but you know, whatever. We did see Addams Family 2, and it was the first.
There it was.
Oh, here we go.
Wow, the movie's playing now.
Let's check this.
Oh, that's just a trailer. That's not the whole film. I
Didn't the dude explode
Got a few
making the movie or something like that?
Something exploded.
I think someone like blew a plane up or something like that, like trying to make the movie.
I guess that's the point.
Yeah. Oh, I was saying Addams Family 2. I actually went to a movie theater this past weekend. Believe it or not, it was the first time I've been in a theater since before the pandemic.
Oh, really?
So I've been checking off these boxes, and with my kids, it was my youngest kid. It was her first time in a theater ever. So
No way.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
What movie did you say? Addams Family 2?
Addams Family 2. Yeah.
How was it?
It was pretty good. It was fine. I watch, 90% kids movies these days, so yeah. I really love the Hotel Transylvania movies because
They're fun.
It's Gendy Tartakovsky, the guy who did Dexter's Laboratory and Samurai Jack and
Clone Wars.
other things. Primal,
Primal.
which he was a big influence when I went to school. I'm an animator. I don't know if I'm an animation guy.
To the one woo.
That's
Those
right.
guys
yeah.
do like the fist bump for animation.
Animation! Yeah! You guys, I used to use Flash.
What's that?
Rest in
I remember
peace.
Flash.
Now it's animated, but it's still pretty good. It's cool. Now I use like After Effects. I like After Effects a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do we do? Send some Q&A questions, I guess?
Sure.
It'll be fun. All right. Oh my God, I can't see.
Oh, I heard that.
Yeah, you hear that?
There's like a bone.
Wait, what was
crack.
that?
There is a metal piece that just
Oh, dude.
smashed its way across my
That sounded
kneecap.
like it hurt.
Oh, now we are
Yeah.
against the AVGN.
Dude, this guy, he falls out of chairs during panels. He's like, every time.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone was here at RetroCon a few years back. The first panel I ever did as a member of Cinemassacre, my chair broke. And I was sitting and we're talking and everything, blah, blah, blah. And my chair just imploded on itself and I fell to the ground and I didn't get up.
But those chairs are awful. You're sitting.
No,
in them.
I just looked over and he was gone.
Where's Kieran? Oh,
He's on the floor.
So the chair
and the
that
chair just went
The
flat.
chair that
It was
you and I are both sitting on are the same exact chair. It's the same one. And I'm like, Justin's like, yo, go grab some chairs. And I saw them and I went, oh no.
It was
Please
like
don't, not this time, please.
it was like cartoon physics. Like each leg went in a different direction.
It literally exploded. And then it's like, oh, can't wait for that to come up on the internet. And everybody like, Kieran broke a chair. And
Yo, straight up, I was worried about that. I brought my own steel chair. It says Justin's chair on it.
He definitely did, yeah.
And a steel chair for the wrestling show. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow. But, yeah, the wrestling show's really cool. We've been doing that for a while.
When's that?
Oh, tomorrow? I think that's at 2.
It's at
2-3, I think. 2-3?
Yeah.
3 to 5, something like that.
Also,
Yeah.
if you guys are, I have a panel on Sunday, if you'll be here, 12:30 in one of the panel rooms. I don't know where the hell it is. But it's trivia. I have amazing prizes. Me and my buddy Marshall, we're going to be giving away prizes.
The world's hardest trivia?
World's hardest trivia. It should be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also just occurred to me we are opening for Psycho Stick tomorrow night.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that. Yeah. I first heard Psycho Stick on YSP, I think, about 20 years ago. It was like early 2000 sometime, I know. And I remember it was the Beer song, and they played it on Rockers, I think. It was a late night programming block. It was like I think it was like midnight or something, midnight to 2, of just like really hardcore metal stuff. And that was when I first heard Psycho Stick. Yeah, so we're putting on like a 30-minute set tomorrow. We got 6 songs for you, and we're really excited. Yeah.
And if we mess up or do something terrible, we're just gonna
Oh,
have fun and keep going.
Oh, we're gonna fuck up a little.
Yay.
Yeah. We
Hey, don't F word.
What?
You said the F word.
I'm sorry. Shit. Dude, you know, like, did you ever see Jason Mewes on Q&A? Like, he's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember,
yeah.
like, one time he was like, wait, can we curse here? And then, like, he would just start cursing. It was so funny.
It's pretty good. Yeah, I guess we'll open up. We'll do some Q&A questions. I guess raise your hand. I'll point at you. Yeah, right here. Yeah,
This is for James.
Yep.
I assume.
Okay.
So in 2019, you read an excerpt from the book.
Yeah.
I was wondering if there were any updates on said book. Like
Yes.
release date or something like that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It's about my book. Like, when's that coming out? I think lately we've just been so busy on videos.
Yeah.
Next year, I want to make it a priority, like early 2022, to just get that thing published. Because it's like done, like it's written. That's the thing. It just needs to be published.
Yeah, we have the distribution plan. We know what we're gonna do. We just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet.
Yeah.
Just with Rex Viper and episode 200 and everything going on. And
Yeah.
too many games. Like, this is a crazy time of year.
It is,
Like,
yeah. It's going to be like my full life story pretty much, so it's like whatever you're interested in. I laid it out mostly chronological, so when you go through it, like you can kind of, you know, if you want, you can skip to the parts you're most interested in, but yeah, I mean, it has a lot of stuff in there, and I hope, you know, when people read it, like they maybe, you know, relate to something in there. You know, I share lots of personal stories and stuff, so hope it inspires you. Yeah.
It's really good. I read it.
Oh, have you read the thing?
Yeah,
Oh.
I read it. I had to make sure it was the right, you know, version for like Kindle and all that. I was like
Oh,
checking all the
okay, cool,
pictures.
yeah.
The pictures are really cool that you put in there too.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a time capsule.
Yeah.
And thank you for hugging James.
And maybe we can hug again like
Yeah.
next time. So
Yeah.
maybe.
All right, who else do we got here?
Yeah.
Man, sorry, I can't.
Oh, that's it. Guy in the front right here. Right?
Oh, well, you have
Well,
spotlights?
you can pick.
Oh,
you
sorry.
I'll let you. It's,
They
I
are
think
not
this
happy.
guy wants to go right. Maybe just see what he's got.
These people are not happy by this light. Let's kill them.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we just say like, why is
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
That's cool. Yeah, you know, do what you're gonna do.
Just
Do
like-
what you're
just
gonna
like-
do. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, no, we got it.
Oh, favorite project to work on for all of us. Yeah.
Man, favorite
I think I heard him just say Board James. That I think Board James was my favorite. Yeah. And that's one of those things where I kind of did the Seinfeld thing with it, where like just, you know, quit while it's really like, when everybody is like, when it's like peaked, when everybody wants to see it the most. Because it kind of had a finale. It had like a conclusion
Yeah.
where, what's up? Yeah,
Oh,
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not something I plan to do again, but it's something where I just like where I left it. Like I
Yeah.
just like that it ended so dark.
I know you're talking about a prequel, but it would
Yeah.
take, 6 months or 7 months to do.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still open to that, but I think now's not the right time. I think we need to like catch up on other stuff. I don't know. It's an idea. But the prequel though is going to be even darker if we do it. The prequel is like, it's like his life as a criminal before he, became Board James, before he was reincarnated as Board James.
Right.
And it's just like straight up, like just, just darks and serious. It would be completely different, which is the idea. Like, and that's what I liked about that series. You never knew where it was going. Like, it kind of just took these unexpected turns. I didn't feel as much like pressure not like pressure, but you know, with the nerd, it's kind of like, it's a game review, you kind of got to stick to the format a little bit, even though a lot of them go off and do different things, like, you know, Vegas Stakes. But Board James was sort of like this new thing I started at the time where I could just take it in any direction. So I would just take these like big risks with it. So that was why it was really cool.
Yeah. And you said a favorite thing we worked on Cinemassacre? Okay. Doing Polybius was fun. I was actually in the machine most of the time, like doing the graphics. It was like a hollowed machine, and you had to like operate it with a laptop and setting that up. That was crazy. And also trying not to be in the shots, because you're like filming wide, and I'm like, uh-oh. Like Todd Tuckey from TNT Amusements put up a behind the scenes video of that. You should watch it, it's really good. He did a little documentary on it.
I'll have to see that too. I think
you haven't seen that? It's really good.
I think I watched it, I forget. It was a long time ago.
But on camera, I love doing the Spawn Clown thing, being Violator. That was fun.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah. Thank you. I like acting when I can. But yeah, probably those two. What about you, Kieran? Favorite thing?
Rental reviews.
Yeah.
Every episode, I had a great time. Getting to talk about Street Fighter the movie was very awesome, especially with James. Like, it was really cool. And also too, the Resident Evil Survivor episode of AVGN was my favorite to work on because I really learned, like, I was trying to do like some cool animation stuff, and I did a lot of the effects, like putting James into the cutscenes with Wesker and everybody was actually an idea of one of the guys at the office. Like, he came in and was like, what if you put James in the awful cutscenes and all that? And I was like, shh, I have to do it now. Like, I had, so it was really fun storyboarding all that and making that happen was really, and also it made me better at working with After Effects and all that kind of stuff, Premiere and everything. Like, I really kind of, I used to be pretty garbage. I still kind of am, but I feel like I've gotten way better working with like programs and animation and everything since I started working on this stuff, because I've been watching it for a long time. So it's really awesome working on something I care about and being part of something big and cool. But yeah, rental reviews. Bring back rental reviews.
We should do like a comeback rental reviews sometime.
I was saying we should do in January we should do Airheads.
Oh,
Something fun.
well, because
We'll do something. Yeah.
rental reviews is the first thing I've ever been. That's my first thing I've ever been somebody other than public access and YouTube Kieran. It was like the first big thing I've ever been on, and it's just I love doing it. It was a lot of fun. It was really cool. We just drank a bunch of beers and talked movies. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It's kind of like the podcast. But,
It is basically like the podcast. Yeah, that's the thing too. The podcast is awesome too.
Yeah,
it's just
it
also
is,
too.
yeah.
I kind of missed the set. I like the rental review set. It was fun.
I think we could do it again sometime. Well, we could do like, you know, I like the intros and like all the little like
doing the
commercials.
stupid sketches and the
Yeah.
I did the intro and I sang the dumb song and I did like
How'd that go again?
Hold on. Come on down to Cinemassacre Video, where selection is the name of the game. Like, I used to do that, and that was, and it was because a lot of the commercials were like, you would watch an old commercial on YouTube, and they would always say, it's in the blah 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 shopping center next to whatever. So I was like, well, what's Caldor? And then Caldor became like a thing. Like, people were asking me, like, what is Caldor and all that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, it's this old store that just shut down in like the 90s. Like,
I'm sad because we were trying.
Do you know that you almost made my dad show up to that? My dad was like he texted me. He was like, "Yo, you opened a video store?" And
the Voorhees Memorial Shopping
like,
Center.
oh, near where the Caldor
next
was.
to Caldor.
And I was like, no, it's just a set. It's nothing's real. And he's like, oh, well, that was a good one.
I photoshopped too. That entire scene was such a hack job. I took another store, photoshopped all the windows out, put another shot of it inside of a video store in, photoshopped everything out, put a cowl door that I found in 3/4 profile. Took forever. It was awful. And it's like the worst file ever that if you move any layer, nothing works anymore because one thing has a blending mode on it and this has like yellow and it just ruins everything if you move anything out of place. And I don't even know if it's even existent. It might be gone.
I
It's
think
in Tony's file. Tony uses it
Tony's
once in a
using it
while.
because he's still doing Hack the Movies, which is now twice a week. So he's doing his own movie podcast that we're on from time to time, me and Kieran. So if you like rental reviews, you can check out Hack the Movies or not. Not really. I don't really like Tony.
Watch the Spider-Man episode.
Nah, anytime.
You can watch Justin talk about how awful Uncle Ben is and me talk about Aunt May. I'm not going to mention
Spider-Man,
it.
no
I'm not
offense,
going to mention it, actually. If you guys have seen the episode, you know what I said about Aunt May, and I really regret it.
I'm gonna have to watch that
Oh
now.
my God, don't. You're going to fire me.
Uncle Ben got what he deserved. I hate him. He's such a. I can't curse. I hate him. I don't like Uncle Ben. And he had to die to make Spider-Man, so I think it was a win-win.
Yo, I almost cried in theaters when the Uncle Ben death scene happened. When I first saw it, because Spider-Man being in the movie theaters was such a huge thing for me. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh, but then Tobey Maguire looked so weird when he cried. I couldn't imagine. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, he
looks
care
like he's
about
like
Uncle Ben either.
Purr. Like he's constantly going purr when he cries. Oh, it's weird. Yeah, he's just like, he looks like, I don't know, like someone who's holding vomit back. I don't know, it's weird. I love Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, but when he cries, like I don't know, I can't take him seriously. Even if he's upset. Yeah. Oh shit. Oh snap.
I wish it wasn't so dark. Yeah.
Listen, you only come back if you got more beer.
Yeah,
That's what he looks like, yeah. I'm glad the panel devolved. It's just like weird.
Also,
Sorry, Spider-Man.
Bonesaw McGraw, greatest wrestler ever.
Bonesaw is real. That's pretty good.
That wasn't bad. I can't do the Macho Man voice unless I'm whispering.
Oh, like the.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
the only Macho Man I can do is like,
I like everyone's doing it. All right.
Let's just do a bunch of oh yeah, get it out of our system.
Oh yeah!
wow, that was deafening.
It's like 3 minutes of playtime.
Yeah, it's like where it's like,
Oh yeah, there's like the
That's all I
whispering
can
and then
do.
there's the shouting. Yeah.
yeah, that's the best I can do.
It's kind of like with Arnold. Like people only do either like Arnold like out of 10 like screaming,
Yeah.
or they do like the really like
I don't know if I can do it. Yeah. Down, get down, yeah. Inside your mouth. No,
I'm glad you went jingle all the way.
It's not good.
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
There was some. Like, what was the impression I did, and it was like surprisingly good. I can't remember what it was. It was something that I did, and I said it just randomly one time, and it was like, wow, that was actually you sounded just like that guy.
I need to remember because it was really good. I'll try to think about it by the end of the panel.
If you guys come up to me and I remember it, I'll do it personally.
So yeah, let's get another question. Sorry that took a while. Oh, you right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just hate Uncle Ben. I'm not allowed to hate whatever I want. You know what I mean? No real reason. So the uncle, the uncle. So the thing
Okay,
is,
you go first.
Yep. Sorry. When we were filming the Hot Hack the Movies review of it, I was like, you know what? When I was watching, I was like, I'm just gonna crap all over Uncle Ben just to be a jerk, and I just kept going farther with it. So there's no. Uncle Ben's fine. I mean, I'm happy he died, but it's. same thing with Batman's parents. He put the relationship back together.
Yeah.
And yeah, so go ahead.
Oh, he asked how did the Irate Gamer crossover video come about? Yeah, I think he reached out, right? I think he
I
emailed you
reached
first.
out to. It was like a year before. I reached out to him, or he reached out to me, and I said, "Hey, would you be interested in putting all the past under the bridge and a lot of things were back and forth and shouldn't have been, and then I just want to nail it all out and stuff." And I was like, "Hey, maybe we could do a video together." And my idea was American Gladiators on NES.
Yeah,
And it was
we
gonna
talked
be-
a lot of ideas actually with him.
Yeah, and it was going to be James and him playing together, and there was going to be like big buff dudes like Laser, like American Gladiator,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're fighting them, but it's almost like the bad guys in it are kind of like the two fandoms making these two guys fight each other. So we had this whole like idea and all this kind of stuff, but then COVID happened, so you just ended up doing the Dick Tracy thing remote.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to be this huge.
It ended up getting a lot
skit video.
smaller.
Yeah.
We
and
still-
then it eventually went on his channel because my idea was an AVGN episode with him
Yeah.
in it. But then he was like, "No, I'd rather just wait. I'd rather just get this out and get it over with." So I was like, "Okay."
What do you think about getting him on the podcast about ghosts?
That'd
Is
be-
it fucking real? Oh, is it effing real? Jesus Christ. Well, I'm usually not that bad at that.
You get it
Yeah.
out of your system.
Yeah, but anyway, it'd be pretty cool to have him here some kind. Don't you think that would be pretty cool if he came by? Yeah.
Yeah, he's still making the Irate Gamer videos, and I think they're,
Yeah, he sent me a lot of really, really nice messages too about it, like that.
and he's, I've always been chill with him over the years and stuff, because, I talked to him back in the day and stuff, but yeah, it came together because we just wanted to, make amends on both sides and, make something cool for the fans.
Yeah, like a lot of people were really rough on him before and everything, and it was like, it wasn't really fair. But it's really cool that, time goes on. I wish we talked more back then, but it was like, it's cool now that we, got to talk a lot of stuff.
And that's what's cool about doing the podcast is we can bring random people on and just talk about what we've been,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like we can during that one, it'd be cool.
Yeah.
But we had to bring them out from Ohio, but that should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll let him know you gave him a nice round of applause there, so that's cool. Because
Yeah,
he
thanks for
hasn't
the
done I don't think he's done a convention before, so it's like,
Really?
I don't think so. So I don't know. It's just an idea, but I'll talk to him about it.
All right, next out there. Oh man, like I wanna. You doing this currently? Wait. Put both hands in the air. Yes, you. Yes.
Yep.
How do you get Gilbert, Godfrey, and the Pepsi Man guy for your video? Yes!
This guy's very excited.
The question is how to get Gilbert Godfrey and the Pepsi Man guy.
You got both of them.
Mike,
So
Mike
it's
Butters.
more of a Justin question, actually.
It's all me.
Well, so Justin came to me and said, "Hey, would you do a video with Gilbert Gottfried if we can get him?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess. What's it gonna be?" And we kind of, we talked about it, and yeah, I just remember when we filmed with Gilbert. Yeah. It was like, okay, here's Gilbert Gottfried. He's a big fan of monster movies, so I talked to him about monster movies a lot. And I was kind of like, this is weird hearing his regular voice. He's so calm.
Oh my god, yeah, that was
Yeah.
actually kind of crazy.
Yeah, people say he's kind of like me, where I'm like, when the camera goes on and I just change.
Yeah.
So anyway, we start recording and stuff, and he's, he goes all the way. As soon as you start filming, he's like, doing his screaming voice and everything. And then I remember sometimes I just couldn't even look at him. I couldn't look at his face because I was cracking up. I was laughing so much. So then I turned away. I just looked away, but that was even worse because then in my mind, all I saw was the parrot from Aladdin yelling at me.
What happened was he has this podcast, a Gilbert Godfrey Super Colossal Podcast, whatever he has, and he reached out to James a long time ago, one of his managers, like, hey, you want to work together? It didn't work out back then. We still had the contact. I messaged them. I got in contact with his wife, who's also his manager and agent. Talked to her, very nice. We set it up to shoot, just on green screen, make it really simple, because he's pretty old. We shot it at YouTube Space, which was the worst effing shoot I've ever been to.
You know what?
And no, I hate to throw the last Blockbuster and YouTube Space under the bus, but COVID.
No,
killed
the
them
last
anyway,
Blockbuster,
so.
I don't even care anymore. They're fine. YouTube space can suck it. They were awful.
They had all these green screen rooms and all this amazing equipment. They're like, oh, you guys can't use that today. We have these other creators here and stuff, and they're just like having a little party. I'm like, hey, we're trying to film. Isn't that what we're supposed to do? So they put us up these like, it was in Chelsea Market, if anyone's familiar with New York, and it's on the 5th floor on like split level. So we had to go up all these like weird stairs with all of our gear. And Gilbert, and he's like, hey, I don't really take stairs, you know, especially without like railings. And like, is there like an elevator? And I'm like, yeah, and then, you know,
Yeah,
elevator
and then the
things.
thing
And
is,
then,
James doesn't take
I'm the
elevators.
I'm the opposite. Oh, the guy.
Which I found
will
out
say,
that when we went to Atlantic City that time, and you're like, I don't do elevators, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
snap.
Yeah, like I'm not like actually I mentioned it in the Lyft review actually. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, like yeah, cause like I got stuck in 3 elevators and after that I'm like, you know, screw this.
Yo,
But I
James
remember at
ran
YouTube
up
Studio-
a down escalator with a box of DVDs, a Tupperware of DVDs. James ran up the down escalator at a casino. It was like Showboat or something. And I was like, I can't believe I just watched that happen.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest thing I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
no, that was that was definitely one of the more committed things I did. But because sometimes it's hard to find the stairs, and when we asked the guy at YouTube Studio, that is one thing I will say.
Oh, and the guy was a total jerk.
He was very rude about asking me the elevator, and he's like,
He was like,
"Take
what
the-"
are you, afraid of elevators or something?
He was just like,
What an a-hole.
he was like, there's no stairs, take the elevator. And I'm like, I'm claustrophobic. And he was like, oh. And then he kind of like felt bad a little bit, but I was like, why would that be your first assumption? Just
Yeah.
to like, you know,
No, he
snap at somebody to.
He like made fun of it, and then after it was like all good and everything, he was trying to talk to us like, and I was like, don't talk to me, man. Mean person.
We're there with Gilbert Godfrey, and they put us in the worst room up the stairs. And you know, we had to record sound, especially with Gilbert, because that's why you want the guy.
Oh, and the green
His
screen
voice.
was made of construction paper.
Yeah, they put us in a
No
room.
joke. It was ripped. Like it
So-
had holes in it.
Didn't the
It was,
microphone- the microphone didn't
fine.
work?
I'll tell him about
Okay,
that.
he's
So,
getting to it.
they put us in a room with all these glass bottles everywhere, like
Oh.
every wall.
It was
and
a
we're
wall
like,
of glass
and we're
bottles.
like, this is the loudest, echoiest room I've ever been in, and it's small. And I'm like, what is this room? They're like, oh, this is where the Young Turks used to film or whatever. And I'm like, what? Okay. So we hung up blankets on every side because we didn't want to touch the glass bottles. And Gilbert's like sitting there waiting, and he's like, I gotta go, you know. I'm like, oh, jeez. So we finally get the green screen down. We set up. We plug in the mics. We start recording, and I'm hearing this buzzing sound like psst on the mics. And I know enough about mics and audio. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
What's going on? I'm changing cables out. I go down there to their tech room, and I'm like, hey, our mics are messed up. Can I use some of yours? Or what? Or
No,
what?
so me and Tony went. We go down there and we say, hey, there's like this buzzing in the room, and they were like, well, it's probably your equipment. And I was like,
Let me tell you what
wow,
I had to do.
Okay, man.
I had to reread all my lines that we shot. I had to do ADR. So that whole episode, every time when you see me, I'm doing ADR.
You're a master at ADR.
Every single thing was ADR.
I dubbed the whole thing. Now Gilbert, we kept his because he was loud enough where he kind of screamed over the buzzing enough. But for
And we
mine,
can cut the noise, yeah.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening is they're like, oh, it's probably your equipment. And I'm like, it ain't our equipment.
Yeah, then they handed me a busted microphone. So they handed us this shotgun mic. I put it in, and Tony has the headphones on, and immediately it's just like white noise, as loud as possible, to the point where Tony had to throw the headphones off of his head. Because the microphone was totally busted. I'm like, yeah, I guess it was our equipment, huh?
wow.
So what ended up happening is they're like, someone nice actually then she showed up who knew who we were and stuff. And he was like, oh, they didn't tell you. Because remember I said the building was a split level? The unit below is the US Marshals, and they have jamming software and hardware in their ceilings. So all mics, all like to kill bugs and taps, so nothing in this room works. And I'm like, you son, and Gilbert's sitting there like, are we going? You know, I'm just like, no. So he's screaming into the mic, and he's so loud, and we made it work, but that, like, you know, say what you will about the Black Tiger episode, like, shooting it was a horror, and you having to revoice every line to match yourself on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to do that on another video. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Yeah, we have something.
Oh, I did it on Berenstain Bears. There's a scene in an attic. That one is all, the scene in the attic is all ADR because in the attic there's no way to get the proper audio. Because I think there's like an AC unit in there or something, or like something making noise where it was just like too much. But, not to mention, that scene was like 130 degrees.
You're sweating. Yeah.
Oh, you can see the.
Yeah.
James is straight up the master of ADR too.
Oh, yeah.
James will do ADR, and it's like you don't even need to edit anything. You put it in, and it looks like it's matched completely. Like I don't even know how. Like there's not even a frame off.
A lot of practice.
Yeah.
It's really interesting because you think like most actors, like most like major actors, ADR everything they do because on a major like big budget motion picture, most of the sound that's recorded on set they don't even use. So they get it all ADR, and just to think like everybody, like if you go into acting, it's kind of like a skill that's sort of. I mean, the editors do a lot too. Like sometimes if it's not perfect, the editors can shift around certain syllables and match it up. But it's definitely something like if you go into acting, it's like a good thing to practice too. Is how well can you match your voice up again?
The inflections. If anyone doesn't know, that's ADR is like dubbing over your.
What is it? ADR
your own video.
additional dialogue recording.
It's analogous dialogue.
No, from American.
Recording, yeah.
American.
I think so.
movie.
Oh, American movie.
But he's
Yeah.
like ADR stands for
Yeah.
Something funny.
shit.
I think it's additional dialogue recording.
Yeah.
But
I think there's a real one, and people just call it that, so we just say ADR. But yes, that's what happened with Gilbert. And sorry to crap all over another company with the YouTube stuff, but that was really nerve-wracking. With Mike Butters, the TV game guy from the Pepsi Man episode, just shot him an email.
He was.
No, I hit him on Facebook, actually.
Yeah,
just a random out of the blue, and he said, "Yeah, I'll do it."
We're all just friends. He messages me once in a while. I messaged him that I was playing Pepsi Man, and he was like, "Wow!" Like he's all excited.
So something fun to know about Mike Butters, that Butters in South Park is named after him.
Yeah, he was in basketball.
Yeah, he's in basketball, and they liked him so much. They're like, "Hey, we're gonna name a character after
Butters
you."
from South Park is named after Mike Butters.
Yeah, that's what he said.
That's what he told us in the van.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was also one of the aliens in Fifth Element.
He had a lot of stories, man. He had one story. He told us that he was going to be the original Jigsaw in the Saw movies.
Yeah, and he turned it down.
Because he said, I felt bad about it, but they gave me the script, and it's like the whole movie, I'm just laying on the floor. So he was like, it's not that, not that interesting. But,
Should have done it.
yeah. That's a cool story, though.
Pepsi Man. Yeah. Pepsi Man was a fun one to do too, but trying to fit all of us in the nerd room with like all the cameras and both guys and falling over on the ground.
That was a really great episode. That was a fun one. I actually really liked it.
And doing the makeup, like that was like a whole production.
Yeah, and then he got like an allergic reaction to the makeup, and it was like his whole side of his face was red, and I felt really bad. I was like, oh.
That was some intense makeup, too.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah.
That was
They
fun.
had like bits and pieces of like Pepsi like labels
And cans,
and glue and all these things that they put into it.
I was sick during that episode, actually. Like when we were filming it, I was like really sick. So I was kind of like, all right, set up the shots. You guys got it. Just go ahead. And that was a good episode. I really liked it.
Appreciate it. I think we got time for one more.
One little bit of info. I just want to make sure we don't forget about it. The signing is on Sunday, right?
Yeah, so the signing is on Sunday in panel 1, and we're just gonna have people sit and then wait and do like the signing on the stage. It'll be easier than waiting in line. It'll be fun.
How many people? Because I'll keep going.
It's 2 or so hours, so I think there's gonna be like, let's say you have a person a minute, so 120 to 200 people.
Okay.
So hopefully you can go, and this room will be max capacity probably for Rex Viper. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. We'll make it on Sunday. Most of you.
Great. person bouncing. Yes, you. Yes. Oh, you are passing it over. Your twin? Oh, okay. Go ahead. James, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ask it one more time.
Here, come closer. Sure.
Yeah, a little closer. Yeah. Oh, what? Sorry. What
Inspiration?
Inspiration.
What's your inspiration behind when you write an AVGN episode?
I mean, it's sort of a simple answer, I guess, but it's basically just the game. Like, there's nothing like the feeling when you play a game like that. And you're like, oh man, I have some stuff to say about this, and I get to make a video about it and hopefully make some people laugh. So that's always a cool, feeling.
I guess it depends on the episode because it's a little different for like the Immortal where it's one take. Like sometimes you want to challenge yourself.
Oh, sometimes there's like another aspect to it. Like, I've always wanted to do a one take thing or something. But it really, at its core, has to start with the game in some way because it's, that's kind of just the format of the show. But it's like, and the ones that turn out the best seem to be the games that are the worst. So, yeah.
Yeah, I really like the Commodore episode.
Oh, cool.
And looking forward to the Halloween one because of that.
Yeah,
it's pretty
if
cool.
you like the Commodore one, you should like the Halloween one because it's like that.
So,
There's a main feature though. There's two main games that are featured, and it's a 15th anniversary of the first Halloween special. So think about that.
Yeah, thank you, twins. All right, well, we got 5 minutes left, so I think we can take an. All right,
6.
Wait, hold on. You next to the truss, who's wiggling right there? Yeah, that's you. Yeah, you can come over. Uh-oh, Rex Viper showed up.
Oh,
Yeah, come on up.
is that Adam over there?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, no problem.
That's all right.
no problem. We'll get you later. Yeah. All right, Turbo Thrasher Diesel. Thrasher Turbo Diesel.
You guys naming each other in the band now?
We're working
What did I
on it.
miss?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mine will be Rock and Rolf.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
I don't remember anything, man. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, that's Square Painter. You can check out his paintings out there. And he is
He's
the
like
bassist
right
of Rex Viper. He was on, he's going to be on this Monday's podcast as well, or Tuesday. And we're going to talk about our favorite scary movie games.
Oh
Movies
yeah, we
and
did
games.
the Alien one.
Yeah, the Alien one.
I tried
already
to
came
talk
out.
about aliens seriously, and then I just cut promos on aliens all the time. How much I want to fight them.
Go ahead. Okay, so it's more of a suggestion. You want to do a
Saw
Saw
the game for Xbox 360.
as AVGN and have like the nerd like getting like chewing himself up and stuff.
It's straight up one of the worst games ever.
Is it really?
Yeah, I played it. I
You
actually
know,
played it a
maybe,
long time
man,
ago.
yeah.
You play as Danny Glover.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Oh, and partner that with a Saw like series review as well. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Thanks to Saw guy.
Saw is great too. I loved the Saw.
Yeah,
It's one of my favorite. Like, I love it.
Yeah, I think Tobin Bell is a really good actor. He's a good villain.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I love the Saw movies.
Yeah.
I've seen every single one in theaters except for the first one or two, I think.
Oh, okay.
The first one.
The only one I didn't see was the last one. I didn't see the new one.
You know what? I didn't see that one in theaters either. Yeah. Oh no, wait, Spiral.
Is that what it's called?
I saw that in
Yeah.
theaters with Chris Rock. That movie sucked.
Oh, it's not.
I was
good.
so
Okay.
mad.
Yeah.
I was so hype about it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It was horrible. There's a scene where they're like, oh, Chris Rock, he's supposed to be younger. So to show that he's younger, like they have Samuel L. Jackson, they put a mustache on Samuel L. Jackson, and they put a backwards cap on Chris Rock, and it was supposed to be like 10 years in the past. I was like, really? That's it?
That's
Like, he
the-
looks exactly the same.
It's like, how do you do, fellow kids?
It was horrible. It was bad. It sucked. Sorry.
Yeah, well, we got one more. Go ahead. Oh, the Mario movie voice cast?
Let's see. So Mario is Chris Pratt, right? Luigi is
Charlie Day.
Charlie Day. I'm excited about that.
So I like Charlie Day.
Yeah,
I'm into that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack Black, that's gonna be fun.
Bowser.
So
Who's Toad?
Keegan-Michael Key.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
That's good.
Is this might be a rumor. Was Danny DeVito any of them?
No.
No.
Should be. He should be Wario.
Yeah.
He should. Mario, yeah.
Man, there should be an Always Sunny in Philadelphia Mario, like,
Yeah.
Nintendo episode. Actually, probably shouldn't say anything, but I was talking to Charles Martinet earlier in, like, a guest room, and I asked him about it, what he felt, and he's like, I don't really answer questions, but he's like, after this movie, Chris Pratt's gonna voice Mario in every game after. No, I'm kidding. Oh my God, no.
Justin's
I've been saving them.
saying this. Justin's been saying this for weeks now.
Yeah,
and,
I'm gonna tell
and
people.
everybody, like on my stream, people were flipping out in the chat because of
Yeah,
it.
everyone's mad about it, but Chris Pratt makes sense when you look at, like, the Lego movie or Guardians.
I bet he's going to do good because I don't think they're going to pick
I-
a voice for Mario that's not going to be good. So
I think it's going to be a situation where Charles Martinet's voicing Mario in the actual, like, Mario character in it, but then Chris Pratt becomes him, you know, like the new
I wonder
Jumanji
what
kind of
Charles
situation.
Martinet actually thinks about it.
I'm sure
He's
he's
here. I could ask him.
I
think I might.
I'm sure
What if
he's
he's
like,
like-
there's no way he's gonna tell you because there's like NDAs. Like he doesn't want anyone to talk to him about that.
What if he punches me in the throat when I ask him?
in the throat. Yeah. It's a me.
Yeah, he's just like. You know how many people have probably asked him that this weekend so
Yeah, I
far?
know, yeah.
Just
I mean,
today.
could I think of a bunch of other people that would come to my mind first before Chris Pratt? Yes, I could think of a ton of people who I would, immediately go to. But being, the decision they made, I'm guessing it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Or not, we'll see.
I mean, either way we win.
Either way, we
I
win.
will say, have you
Good.
seen the new Resident Evil trailer that they just dropped?
For a movie or a game?
It's a movie. It actually looks kind of interesting, but I don't know. It's, we'll see. Me and Tony watched it.
Yeah.
We if you guys want to give Tony money, it's on his Patreon or some shit. I don't know. Oh.
Yeah, but I guess we have to wind down the panel now. There's a clock here.
4, 3, 2, 1.
The panel is over. So yeah, I guess say your goodbyes, Mr. Roll.
Yeah, so tomorrow night, what, 7:30?
Yeah.
On
Yo,
this stage.
Rex Viper's gonna
Viper.
tear it up!
Yeah. And then Sunday, signing. What time?
2.
Right after
Okay.
Kieran's panel.
I'll look at the website. I'll be there.